morning, guys. So today we're working on the 240 again. There's a lot of things that I need to do before we hit the next event in a couple of weeks, but we only have this week to prep, so I'm gonna try to get everything done as soon as possible. So one of the things that we noticed was that the motor mount didn't have a bolt on it on the driver's side. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I didn't tighten it good enough and that's why it fell out, but there's no bolt and nut in there, so I'm gonna bolt everything up. The engine seems like it shifted a little bit, so we're gonna see if we can maneuver it to kind of line up to how it needs to be. And then also the steering shaft, it rubs against the header, so I'm not too sure if that's because the motor mount isn't mounted up anymore or if it just still hits. So we're gonna bolt the motor mount up first and see if that fixes the problem, and then we'll see if we need to grind down the steering shaft. Now the motor mounts are good. I checked the clearance on the steering shaft and it's touching it right over here where the header is. So we're gonna need to grind it down a little bit. I guess, do we take it out or do we leave it in?
Yeah. Steering shaft off.
And then grind
on the header a little bit, or I don't know how we're gonna pound it out.
Because there's
heat it up or something and then try to bend it.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of room down there.
Yeah, so we just have to, I don't know, worst case scenario, we just take it off. Okay. It's not that big of a deal.
We're gonna figure out a way because I can feel it. It's touching right here, or you can kind of see it. Maybe not in the camera, but you can see that it hits right here. So I just will start taking everything apart.
Sorry.
So for the steering shaft, our options were to either grind down the header or to grind down the steering shaft, but we're gonna take the header off and see if we can push it in just a little bit to give it that extra clearance. I'm just gonna start taking all the bolts off.
Really?
Oh, there is a huge hole in here.
I can't go any deeper than that. That looks like it's about to be a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to get the clearance that we needed. Pretty much what I did was I heated it up with the MAP gas. I put a socket to mimic the steering shaft, pounded it with a hammer to create a groove for clearance, grinded down all my crappy wheels. I fixed the hole that was here. This is actually just like a muffler sealant to fill in any pinholes that are there after we grinded everything down, just to be safe, because the O2 sensor is right here. And if it's sucking in all that fresh air, it's not gonna run right. So anyway, we're gonna throw this back in the car and we should be good with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and check for clearance right now. I got the manifold in the car, but if you notice, there's whiteout on the steering shaft. And pretty much, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the wheel back and forth. And if the whiteout scrapes off, then I know that I need to clearance it some more. But if it's still on there after I do a couple turns, then it should be good. I think I can see some light between the steering shaft and the manifold, but it's a little hard to tell. So this is a for sure way to tell if it's clearance or not. So let me go ahead and spin it real quickly, and I'll let you guys know the results. So the whiteout is still on the shaft, which is a good sign, meaning that the clearance is there. And we don't need to do any more work to it. So we're gonna go ahead and bolt everything up. I'm not too worried about the engine shifting because this has solid motor mounts compared to like the poly ones that move around the engine. So there shouldn't be any movement. There's about a millimeter or two worth of clearance on this. So it's very close, but like I said, there shouldn't be any movement because it's solid motor mounts on this car. So I'm gonna go ahead and button everything.
Now the steering shaft and the headers have enough clearance from each other where it won't rub, or at least it shouldn't rub. So we do have a couple of other things that we need to do. I just realized that the bump stops aren't cut on top of these because we put the stock lower control arms back in. So we're gonna need to cut those because we pretty much didn't get any use of the angle stuff that we put in the car because of that. So we'll do that, and we have a couple of other things here and there that we need to do before we head out to the track. So we'll keep you guys updated on the car, but thank you guys so much for watching, for rocking with us. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and stay good.